Alright, so I don't think we have time for fertilization, and even then, so fertilization chapter 29. So this is pretty much what I want you to know for this class. I know that it's kind of like there's a whole chapter on the human development, but I'm going to save that for your human development class because a lot of you also take that as well. And I think they spend more time on it and they can do more justice to that. But what you should know for the fertilization, well, we still have our corona radiata, we still have the sperm, and if you do the homework, there's the acrosome in the sperm, so it's not coincidental it's on the head. The acrosome has all these enzymes that are going to kind of poke through this layer of cells, so the corona radiata is a barrier. So this acrosome is going to help to dissolve those connections between the cells, but also allow the sperm to dissolve the outer layers of the zona pellucida. And then pretty much what happens, this is pretty much what I want you to focus on, this part right here for fertilization. Okay, so that's it. Our start today was the menstrual cycle, and now you know about the physiological and the psychological effects of all the menstrual cycle. And why is that? Well, again, this is why hormones are very powerful and very cool because, again, they all work together, sometimes work against each other, but they pretty much explain the whole menstrual cycle. And again, this is why that tutorial, I like to teach it that way because if you understand the hormones, pretty much the menstrual cycle, everything falls into place. All the effects, whether physiological or psychological, it all deals with hormones. Okay, so thank you for those who stayed on, and I'll see you all on, let's see, on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we're going to wrap up the reproductive system, and yes, I'll be working on that study guide right after this. So again, all homework assignments are live, all quizzes are live, so you can get your 1,000 points by completing all of those as well. And pack back, this is the last official week. Oh, pack back. So this is the last official week, and because next week is finals week. So for those of you who didn't fell short of the 1,500 points, next week, okay, we already have a lot of questions. So next week will be a makeup week, but here's the catch. You will only be able to, or I won't count any questions because we have a lot of questions. So instead of spamming questions, you will have to respond to questions that are already there. So the responses will be worth same as usual, 30 points each. So if you had fell short or gonna fall short of that 1,500 points this week, then you can make it up next week. All right. So see you all on Wednesday. Wednesday's our last official lecture, and Friday will be an optional review session. So again, why? Because there's so much going on with the reproductive system. This is why we're kind of need this extra lecture. But yeah, Friday, and actually I'll open a fact on Top Hat like I did in the previous exam. So if you want to ask things or for the review session on Friday, you can ask it there, all right? So yes, review session on Friday. Is it bad if women lose too little menstrual blood? You know, that crossed my mind, especially when I was like looking up the definition of what means heavy flow. But yeah, so then that's what I was like. That's something I have to actually look up. Like, what would you consider too little flow? Like, you never really hear about that. But like, imagine like if you lose too little menstrual blood. Well, if that blood stays inside the body, remember that these are dead cells and sloughed off cells, so you don't want them like putrefying and getting it like digested by bacteria or affecting the bacterial composition or waste accumulating in the uterus. But yeah, that would be very interesting. Sounds like a good pack question if you haven't asked one already. Yeah, so if you're missing 500 points, you can respond to as many questions to fill in that 500. Yes, all right. So I'll see you on Wednesday and take care, stay healthy until then, all right?